I mean, Matt, when we talk about immersive learning solutions, I mean, I can see headsets in both of your backgrounds. There's a lot of technology that goes into this. But beyond that, why do customers choose us? What is the value they see? How does this deliver value for large organizations? Walk us through a little bit of that, please.
Yeah, sure. So I'll kind of elaborate on some of these points here that we have on screen. So first one's reducing the time to competency. There's a big difference from going into a classroom training environment or video training or even traditional e-learning, which is great. But when we're able to put somebody in the headset, it really immerses them in the environment, makes them feel like they're there. I mean, there's videos online kind of showing how immersive this stuff is when people are running into walls or punching their screen or punching their friend. We've actually had an NHL fighter in our office nearly take out our giant screen on the wall while in VR, and that's just small testament to how immersive this stuff is. Now, obviously, George is going to show us a little demo, and if you've had the opportunity to try any of our stuff in the past, you've probably seen how pretty it is. We try to make it as photoreal as possible. We can kind of see in some of these pictures, but they don't really do it justice. But it is quite immersive, really high fidelity stuff that we're trying to aim for there. So definitely reducing the time to competency, getting people comfortable with scenarios or environments that they've never been in. High risk, high stress, elaborate, detailed, hard skills training. We want to make people comfortable before they go into either a live work setting or live training. Reducing cost. I mean, it's a one-time cost, right? So we don't do any licensing or anything like that. You don't need to worry about anything like paying for actors or setting up training sessions or paying licenses or anything like that. It's a one-time fee. You pay for the solution one time, and you can play it as many times as you'd like. So you can go through 100 times, 1,000 times, 1,000 people. It doesn't matter. You could be in your office, you can be at home, you can be on the bus, you can be in the bathroom. It doesn't really matter. You can pop that headset on, and all of a sudden you're doing training wherever that the subject matter is located. So reducing that cost, which is super nice. The other nice thing about it too that we do is once we build it for you, the title's yours. You own it, so the client can do whatever they want with it. They can light it on fire, or more common, they tend to have subscription services. So they'll access other folks within their industry, and they'll actually pay them a subscription fee to license and use the experience and train on it as well. So it's kind of nice. Improved engagement, I mean, kind of goes with what I was saying originally. It's very immersive. George puts it this way, people's competitive edge kind of comes out. When it is a video game at the end of the day. We are building video games. People want to do well, especially if you're in a group environment. You want to make sure, like, hey, I just did this in 3 minutes. Oh, well, I'll do it in 2 minutes. That sort of thing. Also, being able to actually track the data. So another amazing feature that we have within our experiences is we call it telemetry core. So it's a framework, piece of our framework that we have in all of our experiences that tracks all of the data. So we're able to see, how people are actually doing. We can go ahead and say the scenarios are awesome and people are getting better, but we have hard data that actually proves it. So we can show that, it might take me my first run, 15, 20 minutes to complete the hydro scenario, for example, but on my third or fourth run, it's taking me 9, 10 minutes. And we can see each individual task. We can see if I'm doing well, if I'm improving in my time, if I'm failing, if I'm succeeding. Or if I am failing, why am I failing? We can pinpoint specific areas where, I might have a hard time using the multimeter or something like that. When we can determine that, we can take, me aside, be like, all right, let's focus on some training there.
So Matt, just let me hop in there for a second.
Yep.
If I'm understanding you correctly here, if you're tracking individual performance at every stage, you can not only look back to the trainee to say, okay, here's where you're getting it, here's where you're not getting it. Maybe there's an opportunity for remedial training. Is that kind of where this goes?
Exactly.